Hi y'all, what's up? We are back with a brand new video, and today we are going to be talking about that final stage of Winter Storm Izzy but we are going to mostly talk about an upcoming potential nor'easter for the end of the work week. So, let's get started. Okay, everyone. So, first of all, we have Winter Storm Izzy here, finishing off with some heavy snowfall for the Northeast, mostly for Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont. Some leftover snow showers that will make its way through the Northeast again, as it puts down a huge amount of cold air, and much more lake effect snowfall possible for the Great Lakes. But that quickly goes off. There is some enhanced lake effect snowfall there, but we do see some of that snow showers move in very quickly. I think those are more like snow squalls, which could put a little bit of snow on the ground before it officially leaves. But here we go. With this storm brings in a lot of cold air for more of the western regions of the US, but we also have a low pressure system moving its way here. But it merges with the cold front here, causing a little bit of snowfall for the Midwest and the Ohio Valley, and then moves off. But before it does have an opportunity right here because it has some Gulf moisture to work with. So, as always, weather likes to throw baseballs at us that curve because we do have a developing system now. It turned some Gulf moisture, actually some freezing rain for Louisiana and Mississippi, and some snowfall for the Carolinas, for the coast mostly, but it does develop into a low pressure system. This low pressure system could either form here or here, each having their own consequences. But it looks like if it develops here more, it can develop even stronger for more cold air and more snow to take place in the south. And if it's here longer, then this will flatten out a little bit more, causing the snow to move away from the northeast. So if you hate snow, this would be the best scenario. But if you love snow, if it forms over here, and that means it is already in place, already strengthening a little bit due to the Gulf Stream, which is a warm water stream that causes storms to intensify off the East Coast. Mostly that's what causes nor'easters off to the coast here, at least around 300 to 500 miles off the coast, causing a lot of snowfall for these regions. But if it can move here quicker enough or form right here immediately, it can go up the coast and inland, which could cause some rain issues over there. But if it's just right in the middle, it forms over here and quickly goes up right when the cold air starts flattening, then we can have a classic nor'easter. And that's what the European model is thinking. We have a classic Washington, D.C. to Bangor, Maine classic nor'easter always, and it always gets down to the 990s or 980 millibars actually, with some mixed precipitation for more of the south. We have a lot of heavy snowfall here. Always these nor'easters that always form 200, 500 miles off the coast always bring snow, very heavy snow, to a lot of the major cities instead of the inland cities, which does actually stay for longer if you live on the coast over here in New England. It does stick around for a little, but then exits. And as we do have here, we do have some clipper system that will develop and might bring some light snowfall down, and the European model is hinting on a very well severe weather event for Miami and Florida. But by this point, a lot of the US is in a lot of cold air. But here we go here. This does bring it finally to here, where a low pressure system up in the north and some Gulf moisture in the south. Unluckily, the European model ends here because these have an opportunity to merge and cause a one in a lifetime snowstorm for the southern states. But it's kind of far away to tell, and the European model doesn't even have it yet. But it is a possibility that I think has a very low chance of happening. But you know what? Weather is unpredictable, so it can do whatever it wants. But let's look at the evil twin of the Euro model and look at the GFS, or the American model. Here we go, everyone. This is the GFS model, and we are already going to start off with Winter Storm Izzy on our side, finishing up in the very northern regions of the Northeast. You can see right there, it has strengthened a little bit more and brought a more heavy snow down to mostly the Adirondacks and mostly central Maine. That quickly exits off with some lake effect enhanced snowfall and also some snow squalls going around in the few parts or states in the East Coast or the eastern US. We do have some tiny system bringing some light to moderate snowfall in the north regions of the Northeast again. But here we go. We have that cold front here. This is when the Euro model makes the low pressure system over here when it comes over here. No, not actually. It's just putting down a little bit of snowfall for the coastal regions here. So the GFS is a little bit earlier when coming down with this cold air or the cold front, but it doesn't actually form the system until very, very late. I think it's around Sunday, it says. Yeah, here we go. Saturday and Sunday. It's a little bit late for this low pressure system. So that's a 2 day difference between the Euro model and the GFS in two completely different tracks. This just goes way off. That doesn't do anything. But we do have this over here where we do have some very heavy freezing rain there for the southern regions of Georgia and the eastern regions of Alabama. That's very interesting to see, but this doesn't really do anything up toward the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. So I don't think the GFS is hinting at anything bad for the Northeast. So if you pretty much hate snow, you want the GFS to happen because it's just cold air, and just more cold air. That's basically it. But comparing the tracks I've seen between the GFS and the Euro, these are way completely different. But the jet stream is spot on. They have the right idea about what the jet stream is going to honestly do. So here we go, actually. We just have the jet stream around here. Yes, the very sharp jet stream down right into Texas, just like going right in. Here we go. We have weird jet stream path. We just have it going inward like this and then just shooting out like that and then just going right back up. This is a weird jet stream I've ever seen. But on the other hand, because of this jet stream, it really depends on where the storm's going to go. Because if this comes down very colder and faster than we think, then we're going to have a lot of problems predicting where the storm or how much snow you're going to get up here. Because if it's a little bit earlier, it goes inland. If it's a little later, then it goes more outward toward the mid-Atlantic. So here's probably the GFS saying the GFS forms a storm right over here, dissipates the storm, and then it relocates another storm over here where it's just going to go all the way up here and not affect the northern regions of the Northeast at all, or the Northeast in general. The Euro model is completely different. It makes it into Miller A nor'easter. It goes right here and just keeps on with that low pressure system over here and just brings a lot of snowfall down here. So if you are a snow lover, well, hopefully the Euro model happens, but so far I'm only giving it around a 30 to 40% chance of actually happening. I'm probably gonna increase it as the days go on through the work week because the models are just so out of place. Actually, I changed my mind. It's more like 20 to 30% when you actually think of it. But anyways, that will be the GFS model, but as I said, the Euro model is not the only storm picking up on this, and let me show you why. Let's switch models to the Canadian. Alright, here we go with the Canadian model, or as you may call it, the GDPS. We're going to quickly look at this before we move on to the weather of the day, weather fact of the day. But here we go. We have Winter Storm Izzy closing out. We have that little clipper system moving through, and we do have that same cold front, but I think it does actually go in between what the Euro model and the GFS is saying. It does form it the same time the Euro model does it, but it doesn't really reach the Northeast as far as it should. But each have the same idea where the jet stream's going to go. So that's pretty much almost guaranteed by this point that the jet stream will go somewhere in Texas. But here's the thing, we just don't know where the track of this storm system is. Because if it's offshore, there's nothing for the Northeast. If it's going with the Canadian, there might be some light snow, but if it goes with the European model, it's going to be heavy snowfall. But also, some models are saying it might go inland, so that could be another Winter Storm Izzy 2.0, except it doesn't bounce like that. So let me mark the tracks for you. GFS is basically forms right here, goes out like that, brings some snowfall over here. Canadian model is a little bit over here maybe, and it crosses with GFS. It goes through Florida and pretty much up here, bringing some light snowfall. Euro model just hugging the coast the entire time. And then finally, when it exits the Carolinas, it finally really intensifies over here and just curves right in. So, it depends. Where's the storm going to form? And which track it's going to take? That is in question that we will answer later this week. But finally, let's just move on to our weather fact of the day. Alright, everyone, this is finally your weather fact of the day, and its wind chill is calculated using a precise formula. When the weatherman reports a real feel temperature of negative 10 degrees outside, it may sound like he's coming up with that number on the spot, but wind chill is actually calculated using a complicated equation devised by meteorologists. For math nerds who like to test it at home, the formula reads wind chill equals 35.74 plus 0.6215 T minus 35. I think T means temperature, but minus 35.75 times velocity of the wind, 0 times 0 to the power of 0.16 plus 0.4275 temperature times the velocity of power 0.16 again. Okay, I feel like I just messed that up, but you pretty much get the point. It's a very complicated math formula that you have to create. Not create, but you have to use it to find the real feel temperature outside for the wind chill. But I think that will be it for today's video. So, without a doubt, it will be a goodbye to all of you for today, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow, but I might take a break tomorrow actually. But anyways, it's Ty Interpreting Weather out.